Hello and welcome back to my study stream that I'm going to try to do every Sunday morning. And basically what I'm doing is I'm doing figure drawing study using Procreate and the Croquis Cafe, which is a video that's put out every week that simulates a figure drawing session. So they have time poses, usually 5 1-minute poses, 4 2-minute poses, and then maybe 1 or 2 5-minute poses. So I'm gonna hit start and we'll get going. And then if anybody joins, AdWorld, good time of the day to you and to you. Thanks for joining me. I'm gonna try to pay attention to the if anybody comes in and decides to chat, and hopefully everybody can hear me. Last time I did this, or one of the test times, I didn't have the mic on at all, so hopefully I got this right this time. So still learning curve. So we're going to start off with a couple of 1-minute poses. And mostly what I'm trying to do is, especially with these 1-minute poses, just get kind of feel for what's going on. I actually just woke up, so it's might take a little bit to get loose. So this is a bigger model, so it'll be interesting. I don't draw a lot of heavier set people typically, so it's actually really good practice. And I'm also really focused when I'm doing these studies, is trying to nail down my process. Oh, excellent. Thank you, AdWorld. Thank you for letting me know that you can. Yeah, the stream will be recorded, and I will upload it once it's done, or once I've done any editing or whatever I have to do with it. All right, I didn't get very far in that pose, but that's okay. So again, what I'm like I was saying, I'm trying to nail down a consistent process of how I do a figure, starting with like a stick figure slash like kind of mannequinization of the figure, which is what you see here. And if I can get this nailed down to a point where it becomes second nature to me, I'll be pretty happy. See, that one didn't work out very well. All right, I'm just gonna move on to the next one. Because ultimately, my goal is to be able to draw from imagination. So, being able to mannequinize the figure and do stick figures and manipulate the figure in space is the most important thing to me. Because I want to be able to just, make things up, poses, move figures in space without having to look at too much reference. I mean, reference is very important, especially for weird poses or that. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. The other monitor that I'm looking at, I have two laptops set up. I have one with which the stream is running on, and then another that I'm looking at the figure drawing session. It's got a lot going on. It's always a challenge for me to draw the people that are a little bit heavier, because the shapes are so much different. I mean, in underneath it all, it's the same, but I mean like the normal like kind of shortcuts or shapes that I would use aren't there. So it's a little bit more challenging, but that's good, Try to draw through a little bit. That one felt a little better, although I didn't do as much of the underdrawing or stick figure. So let's try this on the last 5-minute pose. Right. And I always start out with the did I go to art school or so I'm mostly taught self-taught. I have taken a couple of figure classes in like community college or junior college or whatever. But for the most part, everything is self-taught. And I've had, I also had a mentor last year. I did like a mentorship program where I kind of studied under an artist who has a YouTube channel. His name is Chris Gaspy. He's really good. He's an amazing artist. He has a couple books out and everything. He is very he does a lot of traditional like I would say like fine art, like portraits and figure work. Um, he also does movie poster like concepts and stuff for movies and TV shows and stuff. It's really cool guy, and I learned a lot from him. He has actually a lot of videos and resources out there, so you should check him out if you get the chance. It's I think his YouTube channel is called Draw with Chris, and his name is Chris Legaspi. Really awesome guy. All right, so now they're moving on to the 2-minute poses. I'm going to change new layer. I mean, for me, you know, I try to learn from as many different sources as possible. So YouTube has been such a great source of information because there's just so many different artists and people out there that are so generous with like their time and knowledge, and for for free pretty much, you know. And that's amazing. One of the things that when I was going through the mentorship was Chris talked about giving back and making resources for other artists to learn from. So that's kind of why I'm doing these videos and stuff too. I started doing some back when I was in the mentorship, and then I just kind of fell off of doing it, with all the all the stuff that went on last year, so I just kind of focused on getting better, learning new ways to do things, and trying to hone my style, which I feel like I made a lot of progress, I think, last year. As you can see, this one I feel like is a little bit more solid. I'm getting more comfortable, although I had more time too on this figure. All right, let's do this. Start with the head again. So head, cross, shoulders, the other thing I like to study from is like I'll open up like comic books and stuff, just because of the different positions of figures and stuff, and I'll just do a round of studying just of the figures in the comic books, because there's just so many different positions, situations, perspectives, angles, and stuff that comic book artists have to do. So it can be challenging, and it's just good practice. So I mean, like I was saying before, the ultimate goal is to be able to draw mostly from my imagination and be able to create figures and do and place them in space. All right, looks like now we got a 5-minute pose. And this is a seated pose. Ball. All right. And whenever I'm doing these, also doing the figures, try to think about, I'm looking at the reference or the model, but I'm not as concerned about getting the exact everything perfect in it. I want to try to push the pose as much as possible, because I find that if I try to do it exactly like what it is, it kind of kills the life in the pose itself. So if they're leaning, I'll try to make them lean a little bit more. Jim Lee talks about this in some of his videos of trying to create distance or different like position between the torso and like the pelvis, and that helps to make things look more alive. So now that I got the stick figure in, I'll just go back through and add some different volumes or tubes and cylinders. And refine the drawing. For the longest time, I didn't realize how important that was to do. To like define the forms. It really helps. It helps me, and I think in general, be able to visualize the shapes in space. Because I mean, we're trying basically, as an artist, you're trying to create a three-dimensional world on a two-dimensional surface. So anything I can do to help my mind better understand like what's going on in a picture, the better. So that's why sometimes I'll throw like wrapping lines or cross contour lines to help me visualize what's how a limb or a body part is sitting in space. Because if you have like a cylinder, right? Say that's a cylinder. If the wrapping lines are going this way, where the curves that way, it makes it look like it's tilting towards you. Whereas if, like say I was to do this, this same cylinder like that, and I was to go like this, now the curves and everything are going that way, so they're going away from you. Okay, that looks like that's it for the video today. For the Croquis Cafe, it was a little bit shorter one than last time. So I appreciate anybody that stopped by, especially Ad World. To be honest, I am from Russia, and I do not have the highest level of English. His name is Chris Legaspi. Let me hopefully I'll try to spell his name right. I think that's how you spell Chris's name. Let's see if I could find his see if I can put a link in there for you. Oh yeah, no problem, Ad World. I appreciate you stopping by and keeping me company today. So this is Chris's website, and like I said, he's done a lot of he does a lot of like figure and portrait work. He's a really amazing artist. He's a great teacher. I feel like when I started, when I found his YouTube videos, like the way he broke things down, for drawing, it like really connected with me, and that's important, to find the right teacher, because everybody's, you can get taught like how to draw the figure and how to draw all different things, by many different people, but not every person is going to explain it in the way that's going to connect with you. And like I said, when I found him, the way he drew, how he used shapes and put them together, and his explanations for why he did what he did, is what helped me out a lot, because it was like, okay, I understand that, even though he doesn't teach any methods that are very different than what you would get from like an Andrew Loomis or whatever. And another guy would be his name is Steve Houston. Chris studied under him, so there's a lot of different ways that Chris breaks things down, and they're very similar to the way Steve does stuff. So you'll see this in a lot of artists. I would say they're the lineages. So if you're looking at I don't know, George Bridgman is he's a famous, I guess, yeah. He has a book, the figure book that he put out, and there's other artists that I'll be looking at their books, and I'll be like, man, this looks really similar to to Bridgman, and I'll do some research, and it'll be like, okay, yeah, they learned how to draw, and they're they studied under Bridgman, so yeah. But so do you have any other questions? More than happy to answer anything else for you that I can, if I can. But yeah, I appreciate I really appreciate you stopping by and chatting with me at World. But that's probably it for today. Again, like, I'm gonna try to do these at least at the minimum once a week, with the figure drawing on Sundays, probably about this time. And this is probably the best time for me because everybody's still sleeping in my house, and I can have a little bit of quiet to be able to talk to you guys. And then I'm hopefully what I want to do eventually is maybe take like a book that I'm studying from, or want to study from, and just kind of work through it, like page by page, and just kind of study live with you guys, and what how I go about it. So like maybe I'll take like one of my favorite books is How to Draw the Marvel Way. Maybe I'll go through that page by page and do studies of all the drawings in there, and then, or I could take a more figure drawing book or anatomy book, and just kind of walk through all the different examples in there and draw them out for you guys. But anyway, thanks a lot for sticking around, and if you liked what I did today, please like it, share it, and subscribe. All right, thank you, and I will see you guys next time.